So today I am talking about having your moon in an earth sign and what that means for you or for whoever you're interested in knowing about. So I'm going to be talking about a moon in Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you don't want to watch all three, then I will list the time to skip to below of when each one starts, so that way you can just skip ahead and, like, if you just want to see Capricorn, you can skip by Taurus and Virgo. I will list it below in the description box, and I will also list it very soon in this video. One thing that I did want to say beforehand is just that I don't want to seem negative in talking about, some of these, in talking about having your moon be in an earth sign. I know it's just like a hard place for your moon to be is in an earth sign, because your moon, is very it's driven by emotion, whereas an earth sign is driven by like reality, stability, security. So there's a big difference there. And to put them both together is going to make it an interesting yet difficult contrast. I have a moon in Capricorn, so don't think that I'm being judgy or harsh. It's just I'm trying to be realistic in talking about your moon sign. So anyways, continue to watch if you want to watch all three, or skip ahead and I will let you know to what time around, approximately, because I probably won't be accurate, to skip to if you want to watch a specific one. Okay, so let's talk about having your moon in Taurus. This person has a dependable nature and they feel their happiest when they feel secure. Whether it's emotionally, physically, financially, especially financially. A Taurus moon will feel their happiest when they're secure in one or all of these areas, depending on which is the most important to them. This person prefers stability to spontaneity, and they're probably charismatic and they love to appreciate beauty and they really admire elegance. As I was saying before, it can be difficult for a person to have their moon in an earth sign, but Taurus out of the three is definitely the easiest one. It's actually not a bad place for your moon to be is in Taurus. It's Virgo and Capricorn where it gets a little tricky. But actually a moon in Taurus is exalted, so just because Virgo and Capricorn have a difficult time, having your moon in Taurus is actually a good thing. So this person is probably going to be a little bit on the lazier side, and they might get stuck in the same routine, without really spicing it up. So this could come across as a little boring to others, but to a Taurus moon, they prefer feeling secure, big important word to them, in their same routine. They really just don't like change. They'll try to avoid it at all costs, which is why they can be stubborn. So a Taurus moon, is really trying to hold on to what they already know and what they already have in front of them. They don't want, outside or new things coming in, because they just don't live that way. They like to live in a stable, secure way where they kind of know what the next step is and know what's going to happen. So this person will definitely be more gentle than aggressive, and they'll struggle with letting things go, especially things that have hurt them. So if they've had a difficult relationship with a person that ended poorly, they'll kind of struggle to let go of that person. Whether it's a familial relationship or a romantic one, they'll kind of always keep a hurt feeling they have in the back of their mind. It's very tough for them to let go of things like that. Money can be overly important to a Taurus moon, and they can be, like I said, quite stubborn, but a Taurus, somebody with a moon in Taurus is going to be pretty good at handling money. So yes, it's important, but they're not going to just go blow it or do something foolish or irresponsible with it. Even though they tend to be a little bit on the lazier side, they also tend to be persistent. And though it might take them time to, accomplish things, they are ultimately going to reach their goal because they see it in the future. They just take their time getting there, but they kind of know that they will. Okay, so I like talking about celebrities with, the same ones. Hold on. I have to get it to click just right. For those of you that don't know, my dog is Jesus Christ, look like a floozy. For those of you that don't know, my dog is always over here when I'm filming, staring at me. I'd show him, but he gets embarrassed. There's some weird noises going on tonight. Okay, so I wanted to talk about celebrities that have their moon in Taurus, just because I think it's interesting. It was actually kind of difficult for me to find celebrities with their moon in Taurus for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but I was able to. So let's look at a few of them. Some celebrities with their moon in Taurus is Pitbull, surprising I know, Rob Lowe, Joe Biden, David Blaine, Dr. Phil, Jackson Pollock, F. Scott Fitzgerald, who is one of my favorite writers. And that is definitely someone who I think probably had a tough time letting go. If you look at The Great Gatsby, that is based off of kind of like a little bit of his life, actually a lot, where, the main character, actually it really isn't the main character, but Jay Gatsby is like in love with Daisy, and he's obsessed with her pretty much. In real life, F. Scott Fitzgerald was in love with Zelda Fitzgerald, and he had a tough time letting her go, and they got into all sorts of trouble together. So I am so rambling, but just pointing it out. Ryan Seacrest, Justin Long, one of my favorite musicians, Elliott Smith. So yeah, those are some celebrity-ish people with their moon in Taurus. Okay, so let's talk about having your moon in Virgo. So having your moon in Virgo, this is a very difficult place to have your moon. Being a Virgo, Virgo in general is, rigid, and when you put that with emotions, being rigid in your emotions is a difficult place to be for you. These people tend to be extremely hard on themselves as well as others. This is someone that comes across, generally as being quite reserved, but they have a lot going on underneath the surface, a lot going on internally. They can be ruled by needing to have a sense of order, and they can become very overwhelmed when things seem to get out of their control. They can be very organized and very intelligent, and they secretly hope that others appreciate them for these traits. So like I said, they can be quite critical of themselves and others, and they really have a tough time just loosening up and having fun. They can tend to take things a little too seriously, and it's in their best interest to just try to take one step at a time. Just don't let everything matter so much. Not all the little things matter as much as a Virgo moon will let them. Just kind of relax, take a deep breath, and just try to enjoy life. And it can be tough for somebody with their moon in Virgo. They have a really strong sense that they want to help people. They genuinely feel like they want to help people, and they will try. But they have a really hard time putting themselves in others' shoes and truly understanding another person. People with Virgo moons will probably be really into health. They'll probably be healthy people or, very fit people, nurses, doctors, whatever. But they also can be big animal lovers, and animals can be pretty important to a Virgo moon. A person with their moon in Virgo struggles to see the gray area. They see black, they see white. They do not see the gray, or at least they struggle to see it. Which can be difficult for them. But at the same time, they also know who they are and what they want, which can be a good thing for somebody with their moon in, say, Libra, where they would struggle with indecisiveness. So, it's a catch-22. It's a good and a bad thing for a Virgo moon to only be able to have the ability to see black and white, pretty much, and struggle to see the gray area, the in-between, so. Alright, so some celebrity-ish people with their moon in Virgo, and let's see. I feel like I see a trend here. I don't quite know what it is, but we're going to go look at it anyways. So we have Jodie Foster, Natalie Portman, Sean Connery, Jack Nicholson, the Dalai Lama, JFK, Michelle Pfeiffer, Zac Efron, John Travolta, Nicki Minaj. So secretly these people are all probably pretty harsh on themselves and a little critical of others. But also they do want to help others, so yeah. Alright, so now let's talk about having a moon in Capricorn. Like I said, I have my moon in Capricorn. And actually having your moon in Capricorn is to be in the detriment. So it's not a good place for your moon to be. So this person is going to tend to be insecure with themselves, even though they probably won't let on to that they're insecure. This person is very ambitious and can be a little too serious at times, kind of like the Virgo moon. In general, a Capricorn moon tends to be a little bit on the unhappier side. It's kind of a struggle or a challenge for them to kind of feel happy and secure in themselves. They really want recognition, they want power, and to not have those things or to feel like people don't really appreciate them or need them, because a Capricorn moon always wants to feel needed. in some way or another. And if they don't feel these things, they tend to be like quite unhappy, and it's a struggle for them to feel happy. Alright, so Capricorn moons find outward emotions very awkward and weird to deal with. They can be very reliable in tough situations, but if somebody's crying or being very emotional, they get extremely uncomfortable. And the reason I'm laughing is because I'm very much so like that. I can be very like there for somebody if they are feeling, you know, upset. But when someone starts crying, putting on the waterworks, I'm just like kind of stiff. And Capricorn moons can be like stiff, you know, emotionally. So like with hugging people, for instance, like they can give a very stiff hug. You have no idea how many times I've been made fun of for my hug. It's people are like, oh my god, is that a hug? Because I'll be like, I give that stiff, like awkward pat on the back as far away as possible. That's me, and that's a Capricorn moon. Capricorn moons can take on a lot of responsibility, and the more success they gain, the more responsibility they feel they can take on. So they can really have a lot, like carrying a lot of weight on their shoulders. I'm kind of rushing because I'm running out of room on here. So they're the type that they stick up for themselves always. They stick up for others. They hate not doing that, so it's kind of tough for them not to stick up for themselves, even if they shouldn't. And for others, they feel like they should stick up for them. They need to like feel like they have a purpose to feel truly happy. And like I said, at the end of the day, they just need to feel needed. So let's look at celebrities with their moon in Capricorn. So I see a trend here as well. We have Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp, George Clooney, Ryan Gosling, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll say that right, whatever, Amy Winehouse, Gerald Butler, David Beckham, Matt Damon, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Bon Jovi, Sarah Jessica Parker, Reese Witherspoon, Zooey Deschanel. Yeah. Anyways, so that is my video about having your moon in an earth sign. Again, sorry, I'm rushing. I'm just trying to get this done in time before my freaking camera cuts out. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a good day or night. And stay tuned for moon signs in air. Also, I do apologize for not finishing up the Woman of the Zodiac this week. It just, I kind of needed a break from that. So I will be back to that this week and get the Gemini, how to get with the Gemini woman up, because I know people have been asking for it. I just need a little break.